Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Claudia Sella. A big congratulations for her.
Thank you so much.
Because I'm just going to take your hand real quick. Look at that thing shine.
Let me give it glisten. There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Very happy for you.
Thank you so much. We're very excited. Yes. Oh, but I'm engaged. That's what this is about.
Yes.
It's not like not vending machine. Like, and then just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, woohoo.
You're engaged. Look at that.
Yes, I am.
Let the wedding planning
begin. Yes, let the wedding planning begin. And you know, if my mother is watching this, she just retired, so she's got a new job.
Oh, I'm sure she's going to be like all over that job, okay?
Yes. Absolutely. Super excited. Super excited for that. Thanks. I know a lot of you have actually said thank you, or thank you. You've said congratulations to me as well. So thanks for the love. We're super excited. And yeah, but we're also super excited for Studio 10 at 3 p.m. today.
Oh, yes. Different type of excitement, but still exciting.
Yes, different type of excitement. But yes, thank you for the love, Taylor.
Yes, of course. We're very happy for you.
Thank you. But, okay, different topic.
All right, switching gears.
Do you like Shrek?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then I saw her face.
I know. I actually just watched it the other day, which is crazy because Shrek 5 is officially announced to be coming out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Shrek 5's coming out.
They have all these Despicable Me's, all these Shreks coming out. I can't keep track of them. 5?
Yeah, Shrek 5. Now, I have to say, usually I'm not a fan of when they get that high in numbers. However, Shrek 4 was hilarious. It's like a dystopian Shrek. It's a dystopian far, far away.
Oh my
It's very funny.
Okay.
Shrek wants to go on the bachelor life. He wants to be a bachelor. He misses his free time. He misses his alone time, but then it turns into a dystopian. Hilarious.
Oh, jeez.
This one, they haven't released the plot yet, so I'm super excited. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, everything we know. There's some familiar faces. Everyone has agreed to come back for the movie, so super excited.
That's going to be a good casting. Okay.
Yes.
Because, you're keeping everyone. They got the whole connection and chemistry together.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I love Shrek. Shrek's like one of my favorites. And the original's more than 20 years old now, so.
That's weird.
I know.
I did not need that information.
I know, I'm so sorry. But then we're also going to talk about the Olympic outfits once again because they're really cool and they've released a couple of the other ones. The Team USA Gymnastics outfits have been released. I always feel that compared to everyone else, I might be a little biased, but compared to everyone else, I actually feel like we're the most shimmery every time,
shining. Yeah.
and I love it. However, I did see that China's is a little bit shimmery too, so we'll have to see who really glistens out there.
Okay.
I'm super
Gymnastics
excited.
is always so much fun to watch, and like all the different events that they do, and like just the wear and tear on your body to be able to like do those things. Like you didn't know how flexible someone's body could be, or like the strength or balance, or like all of it combined.
And do it while smiling. I'm always like, how? That looks so painful. And you can tell it's like a wincing smile, but still, I'm so happy, and our team. If you haven't checked out our team this year, it's incredible. Like I actually cry like every time I watch them, and then like just knowing like a lot of them, Simone of course, but then Jade Carey. You know, her dad coached her whole career. That's so cool.
They have a lot of awesome backstories.
Yeah, so many cool stories, and just it's going to be a really great year. So if you get to watch and you get to check out their outfits, I definitely would. Even if you're not a gymnastics fan or you just don't understand it, because I don't understand half of what I'm watching. I like the names for the tricks that they do.
All right, like what?
Triple rotate cork. I'm like, what? All right.
What is happening here?
What's happening? And so super excited about that. And then we're also going to talk a lot about local stuff today too. For instance, we're going to kind of re-highlight blueberry season. Okay. I know that Justin Kent did a story about blueberry season, but now it's officially underway, and we've got some rain going on, but then when the rain's over, those blueberries are expected to be huge.
Oh, all right. That's great.
Yeah.
Blueberry lovers, get ready.
Super excited about that. Then we've got Fairy Tale Fest. They're coming in, and they're going to talk a little bit about that, everything we've got going on with that, because Fairy Tale Fest is very cool. And Shrek. I love
There
fairy
you go.
tales.
Bring it back to Shrek.
Yeah, love it. And then, of course, the Eaton County Fair is happening. Everything you need to know about the fair. It is a little rainy out there today, but there's still fun within the rain. We promise. And we're going to share everything. And then Rochelle is going to be at the YMCA throughout the duration of the hour, and she's going to be going over everything you need to know about that. They've got some really cool new things happening at the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be talking spin classes. If you haven't taken a spin class,
They burn.
they burn really burning. They burn a lot. That's all I got to say about that.
Capitalize it, bold it, underline it.
I'm a biker. Like, I love to bike, but spin is different because it's constant. Like, biking, you kind of control your pace, but you don't control your pace when someone's yelling at you.
That's true. Like on a biking cruise, like down the hills and everything. But cycling, it's just go, 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 go.
Yeah, or like what I do sometimes, if it's like my left leg's tired, then I pedal harder on the right side. You can't in spin. You just can't do that. So it's really a full body workout. Highly recommend it if you've never done it before, and we're going to talk about how you can do that at the YMCA. So super excited about that.
New workouts.
And then, of course, we're going to have Erin's story about the red panda. I heard today that red pandas are one of the most endangered animals in the world, actually. And they come from, I think, the northern eastern part of China and around the Himalayas, which is cool because we're in Michigan and we're so lucky that we get to see them.
That's true, yeah.
And Erin did a great job highlighting everything we need to know about this red panda. He's not on exhibit yet, but we'll have some details about when they think he or she.
Yes.
They don't know the gender yet.
Yes, they're doing all these different little medical exams, checkups, just to make sure that the cub is okay, but also to determine the sex of it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's hard to do. Like, I wonder if they put up a fight. I've always wondered. You know how human babies
Pandas,
can be.
I feel like are laid back, you know? They're very go with the flow.
They might just be like, hey, I'm ready for my appointment.
Pandas are just the best.
They're
so
the best.
Cute and they're
so
clumsy.
Cute. And red pandas are even cuter, I have to say. They're really, really cute.
So cute.
Yeah, we've got a full show today of really fun stuff. So I know the weather's not, the most wonderful. So if you've got nothing to do or you have a bunch to do, just put us on your little, I always tell people, if you can't watch us like live on TV, you can always stream us at work.
That's
on your
true. People
computer.
are like, we're not in your market or I won't be home. I was like, you can stream.
You can stream.
You can stream.
Yeah, I have family friends from Sweden and I'm like, you can stream.
There you go.
Gotta watch.
I don't have people as far as Sweden. That's so cool.
All over
connections.
the world.
Okay, Claudia.
Connections. But yeah, you can stream, and you can always go back and re-watch everything too. So if you miss it, you can head to all of our social medias. We're always posting. Everything will be up on our YouTube afterwards as well. So yeah, we'll see you at 3 p.m.
Thank you, Claudia.
Of
yes,
course.
and just a quick recap of everything, talking about the Olympics, all of the gymnasts' outfits, the leotards that they wear, talking about the Eaton County Fair, even though it's raining today, we're definitely talking about all the aftermath of the remnants of Hurricane Beryl and, all the flooding and showers we got yesterday. So Colton is joining right now to give you a more in-depth look into that. But yes, make sure to tune into Studio 10 for all of that fun. Claudia mentioned all sorts of things going on in Studio 10 today, so make sure to go check them out. But yeah, that's coming up at 3 o'clock in just under 50 minutes, so make sure to go join them. Other than that, hello to Chris Schultz and good afternoon to you. Hopefully you're doing well over in East Lansing. We've got Colton Cichoracki next to me to share what's coming up for the remainder of today. And the first alert weather day, that's no more.
Yeah, that's correct, because the rain is beginning to come to an end, finally. It's been raining for quite some time in many places. We've seen some very impressive rainfall totals. We just got a new batch in from the National Weather Service within probably the last hour, maybe hour and a half. Now, that's what I want to show you, just the highest 4 totals that I could find, at least in each county. Marshall, 5.95 inches of rain.
That's a lot.
Is incredible. Hazlitt, obviously Hazlitt saw some of that heavy rain yesterday. 5.45. Parma in Jackson County, 5.36, and then East Lansing at 4.15. I would say the vast majority of mid-Michigan saw between about 3 to 6 inches. There is a pretty sharp cutoff the further north that you go. So if you're in Clinton County, not quite as much rain there as opposed to the rest of the area. But either way you look at it, I mean, that's a lot of rain. I'm going to be interested to see where this puts us in the record books for July. I'm sure that we're I'm positive that we're well above normal already for the entire month because of this rain. So
yeah, no droughts at all from this, okay? If anything, we are A-okay.
No, and just looking at how much precip has fallen since midnight tonight, or last night I should say, 2 inches in Lansing, 2.7 in Jackson. So you can see where we have those reds and oranges. That's where the heaviest rain fell, which stretches generally from about Calhoun County, even further southwest of there, stretching all the way through Ingham, up towards Shiawassee County. I know Flint area also has been dealing with some flooding. I just saw some pictures from our sister station at WNEM showing some incredible flooding in the Davison area over that way. So we all kind of got it, and it was the hardest hit area was our area and into parts of the Flint area as well. So we do have some flooding concerns. There are flood warnings in effect for 3 rivers in mid-Michigan, the Grand River in Jackson. The city of Jackson actually just posted a video on their Facebook page of what the river looks like if you want to go check that out.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. And so bottom line here is that none of these are expected to reach major flood stage or anything like that. So very minor flooding. Thankfully, we had the water levels were pretty low in the river. And so this rain didn't make them, flood a lot. But there is some minor flooding. Grand River, Looking Glass River up in Clinton County, and then the Sycamore Creek and Holt, that one floods a lot. Only minor flooding is expected, but not really that surprising given the amount of rain that we've seen. I know that a lot of people's yards and fields and things like that also have a lot of water in them because of all this heavy rain. But you can see right now on Pinpoint Doppler radar that that the rain is coming to an end across the area because the remnants.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to pull up this whole thing that Colton was mentioning in Jackson, but I pulled up the wrong one.
City of Jackson, Tennessee.
No, we need Michigan.
But talking about the weather, the low pressure system, and keep that in mind too. I think that sometimes get lost when we're talking about tropical systems. That all a hurricane is a very strong low pressure system, and so once it moves over land, it loses a lot of its tropical characteristics and is no longer tropical, even though it's the same kind of low pressure system, and so that's what we kind of saw here. So as it made its way up into the region, we did see it become extra tropical is what it's called. It's no longer tropical. So think of this as, and honestly, even looking at radar, a lot of the time it kind of looked like a snowstorm, if it was. So it is an area of low pressure that brought a lot of heavy rain, but it is beginning to taper off. The low is going to move up into Canada later on this evening and into tonight, but we'll keep an eye on this area. We still could see a few more pop-up showers throughout the rest of the day today. I probably would say it's not until late this evening into tonight that the rain chances drop off completely. So we will eventually dry out, and it will happen tonight. So just a little bit more time, but most of the rain is coming to an end. I think a lot of us right now are currently dry across the area. And what we also saw earlier today, and why there were so many power outages, was mainly because the wind wasn't terribly strong. We saw wind gusts 35, maybe up to 40 miles per hour in some spots, but given the amount of rain that we saw, everything was kind of heavy. The leaves were, hanging low. The branches were heavy. The ground was saturated. So all of that kind of led into some tree branches or even trees. I know we had that one tree come down in the Lansing area. So there were some power outages. The winds are not terribly strong right now, but they're still breezy coming in from the north. And I do expect that the winds will also die down overnight tonight as that low pressure system moves away from us. So we will be clearing out here quicker and quicker over the next several hours here. And I'll show you that with the hour-by-hour forecast, because there are maybe just a few more hit or miss showers or storms that are possible late this afternoon into the evening hours. But then tonight, we clear out completely. Now, one thing we'll watch out for tomorrow morning, because of all the moisture that's on the ground, there could be some fog to begin the day tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye on that. But tomorrow's rain chance is not zero, but it's rather low. Just a few pop-up showers or storms are possible tomorrow, but really not expecting anything major from that. And our rain chances do drop off very quickly off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we may see some more unsettled weather come in Sunday and into next week as we kind of see a stationary front that kind of meanders around the area. And as for temperatures, we're stuck in the 60s today, but we'll warm back up into the 80s after today, and it'll be much more summer-like. And getting kind of warm around here Sunday to Monday, upper 80s in the forecast. So the rain, the worst of it is done. We're drying out now, and thankfully, right?
Yeah,
that was a lot of rain.
That was a lot of rain. And I was looking at the First Alert weather app earlier this morning, and I was like, oh, 60s. I was like, that's fall weather, especially with all of this rain and that gloomy feel. Yeah, no, it feels like fall.
Yeah, and I was talking to Darren about this morning, and it was such a shift in our computer models over the weekend because, both him and I worked over the weekend, and it was like Saturday evening, I left here and felt pretty confident about all of this missing us. And then by the time I came in on Sunday, it all shifted north, and we're like, all right, well, so maybe we're going to see this.
Yeah.
And here we are, you know, talking about 6 inches of rain coming down in parts of our area, which is just not very often you see that.
Yeah.
Especially from what was a tropical system. I know that tropical systems have moved into the Great Lakes region before.
Yeah, we talked about some last year too.
Yeah, and it's not unheard of to see this, but gosh, this was a lot of rain.
This was a lot of rain. So hopefully everyone's okay out there. You're staying dry. You know, you've got some fresh, dry clothes on you and you can warm up. But also just the people who are without power, have the downed trees. Hopefully that's all getting figured out by those utility companies and local businesses.
Yeah, and just keep an eye on the rivers and streams. They'll probably continue to be elevated over the next few days, mainly because of it takes some time for all the runoff to kind of get into the rivers. So this is the video that we were talking about from the city of Jackson. They posted this and showing the Grand River there. Minor flooding, but flooding nonetheless. And thankfully, we're only expecting minor flooding along the rivers and streams. Now that these are elevated, we'll keep an eye on rain chances beyond this, because obviously that would just
add to it.
So hopefully they can, you know, rise and then fall quickly. Over the next few days is when we're keep an eye on the rivers, but I do expect that probably once we get towards the weekend, a lot of this is going to be much calmer, and it'll all be a thing of the past.
Yes. I think a lot of people want to see that sunshine again for the summer months.
And we very may well see sun. I think we will see some sun tomorrow, but there is still a chance of a pop-up shower or two in the afternoon. But yeah, things are trending in a better direction here. The worst of it is by far done as the system begins to pull away from us.
Yeah, now you're just seeing those dark clouds in the sky still, but like Colton said, it will pass.
Well, now we got a sense of what it's like to go through a tropical system,
yes,
right?
Yes, so, that is true.
You can see why they can cause so much damage. And, you know, thankfully, it doesn't look like we've seen anything significant in terms of flooding around our area, but it was a lot of rain that came down in a very short period of time. We're lucky that we hadn't seen a ton of rain right before that, too. This is typically our dry time of year, so.
Yeah, that's true. It's usually super hot and humid. But yeah, no, it wasn't only like a lot in a short amount of time. It was also like an extended amount of time too, yeah.
Yeah, I remember last night, it just rained all night at my apartment. All night.
And I remember talking about, like, it was hard to fall asleep because you're just, like, listening to the rain.
Mm-hmm. I actually cracked open my window a little bit.
Oh, did you? Was that nice?
It was nice.
Did it get all humid in your place, or was it?
That was the problem. It was so humid, and still kind of humid out there now. That was the issue with it. It's not like it was true fall.
Yeah.
You know, when it might be like 50 and raining, then it's not that humid out.
That crispness outside. Yeah.
It's very tropical.
There you go. But I'm sure that was calming with the rain.
Yeah, it was nice to listen to nonetheless.
Like a little sound machine, natural.
But that's why we had the first solar weather day, and and the East Lansing flooding that we saw yesterday out ahead of all of this rain that came in was pretty incredible too. A thunderstorm just popped up and sat there for a few hours.
Yeah.
So that can happen. That's called that was. I'll say unexpected a little bit. We thought there could be some showers and storms yesterday, but definitely not to that extent. There was actually another similar situation over in Kent County during the same time. There was another storm that kind of popped up and just sat there for a while. So yeah, that was interesting.
It is. Well, this is why you keep checking back in with our meteorologists for all of those updates, because the systems, the models that they look at are always changing. So of course they are going back and adjusting all of those updates for you.
Yeah, and there are always surprises, even to this day. As good as forecasting has gotten, it's not perfect yet. No. But I think overall, the barrel part of it all was pretty well forecast. I mean, we were talking about this several days ago, over the weekend, and even just where the heaviest rain fell, very close to what the models were showing. So nice job with the models on this particular system, showing a lot of rain for this part of the state. Yeah.
Yes, there is. Yeah, so hopefully that flooding goes down. But again, if there are any puddles out on the roadways, just take your time out there. And the First Alert Weather app is a great tool to get to help you.
Yeah, post updates in there. And then you can also see radar in there too, so that's always very useful because then you can see where the rain is and see when it's ending, and you can look at the radar yourself. But of course, we post video updates in there all the time. So thousands of people view our videos every single time, so we always appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Thank you, everyone. All right, well, we'll see you coming up first at 4. Cole Angle is going to be doing Studio 10 at 3.
We'll be doing Studio 10 today for the first time, by the way.
Yes.
And then, yeah, I'll be back at 4.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you at 4 o'clock, and it'll be the first time Cole Angle is on Studio 10, so give him all of your support. That'll be great.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you then, Colton. Okay. All right, coming up on First at 4 during Mid-Michigan Matters today, we are going to be talking about cardiovascular disease with a local doctor from McLaren and speaking on heart health. So especially, all of this talk around the Olympics, and we're going to have a lot more stories, trust me, coming up during Olympic time. Again, that's starting July 26th, and you can watch that here on WILX TV 10. We're going to be shifting some newscasts around or making some adjustments to really get you the most out of that Olympic coverage and make sure that we're following it and giving you all the updates, while also continuing to provide you all of your first alert forecast updates and all of your news updates as well, what's going on in the local area and nationally. So we're going to be talking about all of that, but regardless, coming up today, we're speaking to a cardiologist on cardiovascular disease and speaking on when it comes to exercise or just staying healthy as a person, looking at different day-to-day activities and what could be impacting your heart health. So we want to make sure that you're improving your heart health. We want you to live a happy and a healthy life and doing that to the best of your ability. So we're going to be sharing more in-depth details coming up today on Mid-Michigan Matters. And then coming up, News 10 at 5, we hear from the Lansing Economic Area Partnership and the Mayor of Mason about the newly announced expansion of the G-Stamp manufacturing facility. So we're told it will create lots of new jobs in the area in the auto supplier industry. News 10's Aaron Bowling will have more on this coming up, News 10 at 5 today, so make sure to go check it out. And then as Colton just mentioned, the Lansing and Jackson area saw plenty of rainfall over the past 24 hours. Still recovering over that, and I'm sure it'll take a couple of days, so be patient. Tanaya Jordan is looking at the flooding and what cleanup efforts are being made from the cities and local businesses as well. So she's going to take a more in-depth look into the rainfall and what is being done to clean up all of that. So again, that's coming up 5:30 today. And then lastly, coming up today on News 10 at 6, federal support is coming for local fire departments. So we're going to tell you more about all of that coming up today at 6. So again, federal support for the local fire departments. So a lot of different cleanup and health-related things today. We're going to be talking about that on News 10. Of course, you also heard everything going on with Studio 10. Claudia mentioned so many different fun things happening and also getting you ready for the Paris Olympics happening July 26th. So make sure that you're tuning into all of that. But I'll try to give you one last live or a couple live looks outside before we get out of here. We saw Jackson a little bit earlier. Let me take you to Michigan State University. I know that Chris Schultz is joining us. Hello, Chris. And so we're going to give you that live look over Michigan State University, where the roads are looking a little wet right now from that rain that passed by. And you're also seeing up in the sky that the clouds are still dark and they're hanging over there just a little bit longer. But let me take you over to Mason now, because Mason actually has a few rain droplets on the camera right there outside of Keene's store. And so we're just going to take a little live look at that. You're seeing all of that rain. We're going to get a few live looks, so just bear with me for a little bit here. I'm going to take you to 496. All right, same story over there. The roads don't look wet, at least from my vision. They don't look wet right there, but you do see those dark clouds still up in the sky. And then I'm going to take you to Delta Township to see what's happening over there. Same kind of story. Just have those clouds up in the sky. And if you look at the ground, yeah, on the bottom left side of your screen, you're seeing those puddles in that parking lot right there. So just know that if there are any puddles in your way today, to slow down and do not go through it, especially if they are deep puddles. You do not want to do anything to your car that's going to mess that up. And then now we're going to get a live look over US 127 if you plan on hitting the highways today. It's looking great out there. Traffic seems to be moving along just fine, and the roadways are looking pretty dry too. So that is everything coming up today on News 10. Those are your live looks. And one last thing I want to mention, with all of the rain, I've heard some things here and there, some people doing great. I mean, this is what happens throughout life, right? Some people throughout your life and around you are, fine and dandy, and others may be going through a little bit of a rougher time. Maybe they're not as uplifted as they typically are, or maybe they've got something going on behind the scenes. know that you're not alone, okay? Everyone is going through hardships, and maybe not during the time that you're feeling hardships right now. Maybe they're going through hardships at a different time. But being able to be vulnerable, open with each other, and connecting to one another, being open-hearted about the challenges you're going through can really help connect to someone in a deeper level. And I know that can be scary. I know that can you know, it's hard to open up about those things because you never know what the other person is thinking, but know that you're not alone. This is why we're spreading the message, because you never know who else is going through something similar to you. And that's why we're sharing these stories from community members. They're people, everyday people like you and me. And they're just sharing what they're going through and all of those challenges that we all face throughout life on different scales, right? We're not all facing the same things with the same intensity. So just know that based on the people in your life, the experiences, situations you're going through, there could be similarities between people that can really help you feel supported and understood through those times. And also to take it that step further, there are resources throughout mid-Michigan and, you know, abroad. We're talking about mental health and mental health care professionals, and their industry has really been up and rising because of the need for them. A lot of people want to improve their mental health, and they're noticing all these, whether it's suicide, depression, anxiety, you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, maybe substance abuse with gambling or addiction to some sort of drug. Know that you're not alone, and those mental health care professionals are there to listen to you, to understand you, and to provide guidance to improve your emotional well-being. So that is what we have coming up today on News 10. Make sure to go check that out and know that you're not alone, whether you know it's cloudy outside like it is now and you're just feeling kind of gloomy. Other days it may be a sunny day and you're feeling all happy. So just know, you know, your emotions are kind of like the weather. They're passing, they're changing, and we will make it through. So know that that will pass too, and we're happy that you're joining us here on News 10. So hopefully you guys are having a great day. Studio 10 gets started here in half an hour. Remember that Cole Engel will be giving you your first alert forecast on Studio 10 today, followed by First at 4. That's where you can see Colton Cichoracki, and then we'll have Andy Provenzano for your 90 minutes of news. So thanks for joining us on the News 10 Plus digital desk. Have a great rest of your day, Mid-Michigan.